It might not be mentioned as much as most stops in Mexico, but it should. We show you how to jet set in Cozumel.
And we find a martini that you can make at home that's named after a great Italian dessert.
It's on the North Carolina coast, and it's a hidden gem of a food town. So we decided to go bar hopping in North Carolina's Port City.
And we found a method to lower your golf score, and it really works for women golfers.
Cheers, everyone. We are in Cozumel, Mexico. What an amazing find of culinary fare and ancient Mayan ruins.
Yeah, this is actually a place you really should hit.
You might have heard of Cozumel, but never really knew much about it.
Or perhaps you think it's just another Mexican destination.
Well, it's not really. Its unique location makes Cozumel very different. It's a Mexican island just off of the Yucatan Peninsula in the Western Caribbean.
There are more than a dozen flights from the U.S. and Canada.
It's modern with upscale shops and lots of bars and restaurants. It's vibrant and also safe.
And there are some great characters that you're about to meet.
There is plenty to explore here. The water is perfect for diving and snorkeling.
You can also swim with dolphins or stingrays.
Paradise Reef is a great snorkeling location and was one of Jacques Cousteau's favorite dive sites.
There are plenty of tours that will take you to any of the water adventures you want to see in Cozumel.
If you're not feeling like the sea is your thing, land is also available. Why not explore the ancient Mayan history in Cozumel?
This is the San Gervasio Archeological Zone. Some of these Mayan ruins date back to 300 AD all the way up to 1600.
You'll get a feel for how they lived and worshipped.
This place was like Rome or Mecca to the ancient Mayans.
Now, if you're a history buff, you will relish this. If not, just come for a short while and look around for yourself. It's fascinating and worth the short trip from the town.
Now, after communing with the spirits of the Mayans, indulge in the spirits of today's Mexico.
This is the Mi Mexico Lindo Tequila Tour. If you love tequila, or even if you're just getting into tequila, this is a great stop.
Our guide was Miguel. He was quite entertaining, and he knew his stuff about tequila, having grown up in a family who has a long-standing tradition of tequila making.
You'll learn about the different uses for the agave plant.
And Miguel will show you how to make sure your tequila is 100% agave.
You shake the bottle.
Nothing. You just see the micropearls coming up really slow because it's oily. And these bubbles. Actually, if you see the bubbles since here, as you can see, that's oily. That's oil enough. You don't have to check. This fruit somebody brought it 500 years.
Now your local liquor dealer at home might not be impressed, but try it anyway.
And remember, the Mexican government regulates its tequila, much like France does with wine and champagne, and it shows.
We tasted some of the high-end tequilas that were very impressive. They were smooth and silky, definitely worth sipping.
The tequilas aged the longest are the smoothest, with a delicate aroma of burnt agave.
But here's the difference. The true tequila won't burn early on your tongue. You'll feel it later as warmth in your belly.
Next, we hit Wet Wendy's Margarita House and Restaurant. This place is legit. The margaritas here are the stuff of fantasies.
The food is tasty too, and there is an incredible legend.
Wet Wendy ran her own ship, could outdrink the guys, had battles with other ships, and was eventually killed when lightning hit her ship, and she drowned in her own tequila.
Wow, what a way to go. Now the legend is there to read while you dive into these concoctions.
First up, the peanut butter chocolate margarita. Yes, you heard us right.
And as they say on the menu, all the booze, all the flavor, all awesome.
And that pretty much sums it up. This is ooey gooey chocolate peanut butter goodness.
But better because there's tequila too, and protein too from peanut butter.
That is right. And it's a good way to start off the day. Talk about your breakfast of champions.
Next was the Pink Panther Margarita. We had to get this just because of the name.
And when it melts, it will also melt your heart because it's filled with dreamy flavors of coconut, mango, and strawberry.
A perfect balance of fresh fruits, juices, and booze, and goes well with the flavors of Mexican food.
And then the jewel in the crown, this cucumber jalapeno margarita. It was invented here at Wet Wendy's and has no equal.
I would say this margarita goes on our top 5 list of best margaritas ever, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
It is so seriously good, you are a fan for life.
And it comes on the rocks with or without salt. We strongly suggest the salt if your diet allows.
This intoxicating concoction of fresh cucumber, lime, and bits of jalapeno is so well balanced that it sings in your mouth.
All the margaritas come with 4.5 ounces of tequila of one kind or another.
Our bartender, Chio, gave us the insight into the cucumber and jalapeno, which might be one of the best margaritas you will ever have.
Okay, this is my secret. For $100, I'll give you the recipe. Okay, this but don't say nothing, okay?
No.
It's tequila. Okay, it's 3 ounces of tequila. It's triple sec. Yes. It's sugar. Little jalapeno. Yes. A cucumber, like
You muddle the cucumber?
Yeah.
You do muddle it, okay.
Yeah, muddle it. Yes. And macerar. I don't know how they say macerar in English, And then put in the shaker and with ice. And if you want to put a little salt on the ring, it tastes much better.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
So good.
This is a cucumber jalapeno margarita. Adios! Venga. Done!
Now, the food here is seriously great. It's true island comfort food at its freshest.
Like the margaritas, everything is made from scratch. No mixes or pre-made stuff. It is all totally authentic.
We got our Achara Nachos. Now, that is beef simmered in garlic oil, red wine, and peppers.
And boy, it was ever delicious. The beef was tender and intensely flavorful.
And the guacamole, salsa, and hot sauces were handmade and fresh, a perfect complement to the rich beef.
Now, the legend of Wet Wendy carries over to another hotspot, the Thirsty Cougar, which is where we are right now.
The Thirsty Cougar is not an older woman preying on young men, although it could happen here.
No, the Thirsty Cougar is the name of Wet Wendy's ship.
And they had some inventive drinks and more gigantic margaritas. As it turns out, size does matter in the margarita world.
We got their signature drink, the Cougar Rita. As they say, it's infamous, and you can get it frozen or on the rocks. We chose the rocks.
The Cougar Rita is handcrafted using nothing but homemade tequila, fresh lime juice, sugar, and orange liqueur. This could be addictive.
Here again, they only use fresh ingredients in food and margaritas. No artificial anything.
And then we dipped into the Bloody Cougar. You guessed it, their take on the Bloody Mary.
It's a nice surprise of spiced rum along with a spicy Bloody Mary mix made in-house from scratch.
And it's award-winning. We rate it as a must-try when you go.
As the sign says, Thirsty Cougar is a seaside boozery and kitchen, a fun place with great ocean views, good vibes, and the best classic rock and roll music.
It's a cool joint to hang out with friends that you go there with or new ones that you make while you're there.
Cozumel might be one of those destinations that you've heard about but maybe chose other places. But if you get the chance, go. You will love it.
Cozumel will surprise you with special people, wonderful food, and drinks that you won't soon forget. Now, if you're interested in heading to Cozumel, Mexico, or anywhere else in the Caribbean, Jetsetter Deals can help you. Just go to jetsetterdeals.com.
And when we come back, we're going to introduce you to a drink that's inspired by a dessert, but it's something you can actually make at home. And welcome back. Of course, as we can attest right here, there are so many great bartenders and mixologists around the world.
And we found a drink that is really a dessert, but you can make it at home very easily. Look how pretty this drink is. It is perfect as a dessert drink and even a good substitute for dessert.
And that's because it is dessert. This martini is crafted after the famous Italian dessert tiramisu.
And it tastes as good as it looks.
It did. And Does it taste exactly like tiramisu, though?
Well, I guess it depends, since tiramisu can be made in so many different ways based on the chef and their tiramisu tradition.
Either way, this will be a version you will enjoy. It's a sweet blend of coconut rum, peach schnapps, and butterscotch schnapps, amaretto, Kahlua, and frangelico.
Well, say that 3 times fast. Anyway, you do get a smooth nuttiness of the almonds and hazelnut, plus the earthy coffee, and then fruity peach with creamy coconut and butterscotch.
It's quite a flavor combo, and you can drink a couple of these, trust me, very easily.
Oh, yes. And you'll find that it's easy to make, too. Here's the recipe for you.
Now, the trick to making it look so good is rimming the inside of the glass with chocolate syrup.
You want to pick up the kind that is an edible decorating chocolate or a chocolate decorating pen. You can find these in most grocery stores or online.
Then combine all of the ingredients into a cocktail shaker filled with ice.
Shake and pour slowly into your decorated glass.
And voila! Dessert in a glass that is great to look at and great to drink.
If you want to cut down on calories or be a bit healthier, you can also get a sugar-free or organic version of the chocolate syrup at monin.com.
For this recipe and other fun cocktails, visit our mixology page at undercoverjetsetter.com.
And that's what is so cool about traveling. You get to experience flavors and drink combos that you never would have thought of before.
Absolutely, and we're going to have more drink recipes for you in future shows. But when we come back, we're going to do a little bar hopping in a port city in the U.S. Welcome back. As you can see, we love bar hopping, but we love safe bar hopping. And when you do safe bar hopping the right way, you get to see some of the great local talent that are mixologists.
And we chose an amazing bar hopping city in North Carolina, the port city of Wilmington.
We did some bar hopping in Wilmington, North Carolina, the port city with an eclectic bohemian feel in the south.
This is an easy downtown to walk around. Plus, you can get Uber here.
First, we hit the Fortunate Glass. What a delight just to sit in here.
This is a great place to try a few different wines by the glass.
And the food is pretty special too. Try the country paella. Instead of fish, they use duck. It's really the down-home version of duck confit. There is plenty of chorizo in there, as our Wilmington embed Sal and Beth told us.
It's an eclectic mix.
The meat really, the chorizo.
Flavors. There's duck, chorizo.
The duck is excellent.
Very nice.
We had 3 wines that paired nicely with it. The Artesia Chardonnay out of Carneros was fabulous. When served on the cold side, we caught a bit of effervescence and then a bit of vanilla. And as it warmed up, you got lots of smooth and butter.
Another Chardonnay was the Schaefer from Red Shoulder Ranch, also from Carneros, but 2 totally different tastes. This was drier, a lot less oak, still very tasty, and really nice with the country paella.
The Pinot Noir was the Alexana from Oregon. It was light with a hint of a Merlot taste in it. Again, a nice fit for the duck.
Next, we hit Circa 1922, a tapas bar and restaurant. Like the Fortunate Glass, this is just a joy to sit in. You feel like you're in an early 20th century spot.
We sat at the bar where the Circa bartenders get really innovative. First, there was a rosé sangria. It was fresh and light, perfect for a hot southern day.
Next, we tried the Circa 1922 Manhattan, whipped up by our operative, Kelsey.
It's got our Redemption Rye whiskey, Mancino Cinato vermouth, a little bit of homemade bitters, and then what you're stirring is a bitters infused cherry. It's going to be very crisp. It's going to be a little bit sweet with the right amount of bitter. Should be kind of Manhattan that you will remember.
This is a bit on the sweet side for hardcore Manhattan drinkers, but it's a great millennial drink, or for someone just getting their martini feet wet.
The food was pretty special too. Kelsey fills us in on the bruschetta.
The bruschetta is sliced baguette, French baguette, boars and cheese, chives, roasted mushrooms, and a truffle oil on top.
Next, we were ready to beat it with this salad.
Shaved golden and red beets, blue cheese, candied pecans, and crispy beets with a little bit of beet puree on top.
like most Wilmington restaurants, thanks to the long growing season, they are farm to fresh. And no matter where you go bar hopping, plan ahead, make sure you have a taxi service or a ride service like Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, it's good advice. And when we come back, we're going to have some good advice for lady golfers who want to lower their score. I know I hit my ball into this bunker, but it's not clearly visible to me. Am I allowed to actually brush away the sand to try to identify my ball? Well, according to Rule 12-1B, if the player's ball is believed to be covered by loose impediments to the extent that he cannot find or identify it, the player can, without penalty, touch or move loose impediments. But here's the kicker. Afterwards, I am allowed to leave a small part of my ball visible, but I must return my ball to its original condition by replacing the loose impediments back over my ball before I take my next stroke. Knowing the rules can save you strokes. And welcome back. Many times women golfers have a tough time trying to lower their scores, but we found a system that can help.
And it helps to reduce those strokes that are around and on the green.
So we've been showing you how lower your score golf is, in a very simple way, revolutionizing golf to drop your score. They teach you a chipping method to get up and down consistently, and they provide a putting method to line you up. It's especially great for women. As Roxy Davis tells me, her scores have dropped.
Probably 7.
7 strokes.
Average of 7.
So you went from what, like a 21 handicap to like a 14 or 15?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
So it's more fun now.
Oh, it is more fun now. It's definitely more fun now. For me, it's almost all. I'm a good driver of the ball. I hit most fairways. I don't hit a long ball, so I don't get to the green. So being able to chip towards the hole and being able to putt towards the hole are the two most important things for me.
Granted, she's the boss's wife, but the average woman golfer realizes that most courses are set up for men.
Well, many women can't reach the par 4s from the red tees in 2 strokes, or the par 5s in 3 strokes, and some of the par 3s in 1 stroke. So what that does is leaves them further away from the hole. So what we have to do with the women is take the 3 wedges that we provide them and work with them on their full swing, keeping a firm wrist and not releasing the wrist, so that we can cover about 75 yards to the green, as opposed to more concentration of 50 yards and in for the men.
By keeping her wrist solid through the chipping stroke and finding her direction on the green, Roxy realizes she is getting closer to the hole consistently.
You're 4 feet off on your chip and you're away from the hole, you're really 8 feet off. If you can not break your wrists and get the ball to go towards the hole, you're closer. The putter was amazing to me. I loved it from the moment I saw it, and it worked. I don't know how much better it can get than that. It's beautiful. It lines the ball up for you. It helps with your alignment, which for me, I'm pretty good with distance, but my alignment was never right. I never aimed at the hole, and I do now.
So guys, get your wife to Vegas so you can get her on the golf course more often.
Now, if you are interested in lowering your score at Lower Your Score in Las Vegas, just go to jetsetterdeals.com. They'll help you with all the airfare and accommodations you need.
That's right, and it can help the guys as well. So anyway, cheers, and thanks for joining us in Cozumel. And really, this is a place you need to come visit, not only for the culture, but also the cuisine too, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's fabulous, and the people are wonderful. Cheers from Cozumel.
Cheers.
The best place in the island, you know. And we have a good margaritas like this, you know. The name is Panther. It's like coconut, strawberry and mango, and my secret things, you know. And we have another one. It's a chocolate peanut butter, you know, and really nice with a lot of alcohol for you guys for a big party. If you wanna make a good party, come with us, you know. And this is the favorite for my friends, you know. It says cucumber jalapeno. It's jalapeno, cucumber, and my secret. Everything is tequila. Everything is party here. If you wanna come with us, this is the place, guys. This is the place. This is the place. Give me your camera. This is the place with my friends. There you go. Venga. Welcome to Wendy's Cozumel. Venga. Adios. Venga. There you go. Adios.
Traveling, you get to experience drink combos and flavors you never would have thought of.
And we're going to have more recipes for you in future shows. God damn it.
And that's what is so cool about traveling. You get to experience flavors and drink combos that you never would have thought of before.
Absolutely, and we're going to have more drink recipes for you in future shows. But when we come back, we're going to do a little bar hopping in a port city in the U.S.